Now, thousands of people have rallied in the Belarusian capital Minsk for a 7th consecutive day against re-election of President Alexander Lukashenko. Demonstrators honored a protester who died in clashes with police earlier in the week. Belarus plunged into chaos as the country held the 6th presidential election on the 9th of August. The European Union is gearing up to impose new sanctions on the country in response to what it has called the government's crackdown on protesters. Meanwhile, Lukashenko has announced a deployment of an air assault brigade to the country's western border. The measure is a response to NATO's ongoing military drills in neighboring Poland and Lithuania. Lukashenko says that Belarus has reached an agreement on security cooperation with Russia. However, he rejected any intervention of foreign forces in his country's internal matters. Joining us out of London for more on the story is Marcus Papadopoulos, publisher and editor at Politics First. Hello, Marcus. Hope you're safe and doing well. Tell us how you put it in perspective what we have seen been going. This is the first time we've seen it either taking place in Belarus behind Lukashenko's re-election.
What we have seen over the last 17 years on the territory of the former Soviet Union, or what Moscow calls the near abroad, is a series of what the West calls color revolutions, but in practice are American orchestrated coups with the objective of weakening Russia's position in the former Soviet Union. So there were the coups in Georgia in 2003, Ukraine in 2004 to 2005, Kyrgyzstan in 2005, and Ukraine in 2014. And the reasons for why the Americans orchestrated the coups in the aforementioned countries was to wrestle these countries out of Moscow's orbit and into the West's orbit, to weaken the Russian Federation and to place Russian national security into a perilous situation. Now, in 2020, the Americans, oozing with confidence following the coup in Ukraine, which they instigated in 2014, are now setting their sights on Belarus. Because if the Americans are successful in Belarus, hypothetically speaking, that they bring down the Belarusian president, Alexander Lukashenko, who has been running Belarus since before, then the Russian Federation will be encircled on its western borders by NATO states and EU states, with the exception of Ukraine. But then Ukraine, as I talk, is integrating with the West. But on this occasion, the Americans will not be successful in Belarus, because Belarus, or to be more historically accurate, Belorussia, which means White Russia, is in effect a Russian protectorate, despite having gained independence in 1991. There is absolutely no chance of an American instigated coup materializing in Belorussia. Indeed, there is more chance of hell freezing over than there is of a Western coup in Belarus.
Thank you, Marcus. We are out of time. I want to thank you. I had a second question for you, but we have some light news we have to get up